Hello, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And today we are on week 4 of 6 of kettlebell swings from 0 towards 100, which means we're stopping in at the number 75 today after working on our skills over the past couple weeks. We'll get started with a body weight warm-up, and then we'll progress into our kettlebell skills. So I'll just save that kettlebell off to the side for now.
We can jump right in at this workout number 4 of 6, or maybe go back to workout number 1. No matter which workout you choose, be safe, stay strong, and check in with the body weight first. So on that token, I'll be standing with my feet in a parallel position, palms facing forward. Lightly at the hands, make fists. Then at the wrists, do a little bend, meaning knuckles face forward. Next, we'll do a bicep curl up and take a quick look at the hands. When we have a kettlebell in the hand, think pinkies or knuckles to the ceiling, unless we're in a goblet hold, which we'll get into a little bit of our warm-up. In that case, the knuckles will face each other. Safely pull apart those hands to create tension on the pinky side of the forearm, and then open your fingers, open your wrists or extend next, and then the elbows extend thereafter. Lightly pull the shoulder blades together and reach those arms towards behind you. Make sure you breathe and keep the rib cage or the shield on. Then make fists with the fingers, then bend on the wrists next, and do our bicep curl back up, aiming to have the hands taut or pulling apart. Elevate the shoulders, but in our kettlebell practice, we like to keep those shoulder blades down, and then lightly and lastly here, elbows face forward. As this pertains to that kettlebell swing, we'll start with the fingertips, so open those up to point to the back wall. Extend on the wrist next, and as you straighten the elbow, squeeze your shoulder blades together, mimicking that top position of a swing, and then return the arms to your side with a little bit of a shake. We'll continue the warm-up with those hands then on the floor, and to get there, let's try our tiptoe squat series. Check your space, make sure there's nothing around you're gonna trip on, and then press those knees towards over the toes. Press the hips through, squeezing your glutes, and maybe even testing that shield. Then knees over toes again, and this time stay that same height, but find the balls of feet similar to the lunge foot, and then return the heels to the floor and squeeze your butt pushing through. We'll get all the way to the floor this time as you go flat feet for as long as you can. Heels come up to help us get a little bit lower, and I'll use my hands, and Lauren might not, and we'll put the knees down and push the hips through. Backing up just a little bit to fit in the frame a little bit better. And then we'll hinge on the hips or fingertips to the ground, butt back, and land fingertips, callus lines, and full hands on the floor. Screw those hands in, blood donations facing forward. And at the head neck here, really quick, get into extension, meaning looking forward, and a chin tuck, looking between the hands. Repeat one more time, extension, and then chin tuck. And now looking at the ground, do our first knuckle push-up, keeping the fingers and calluses heavy on the floor, and then return the full hand to contact the ground. Repeat for a couple more. Breathe into that. Keep those elbows straight. Keep the shoulders out of the ears. And on one more for me, I'll push the floor away and push my hips through. One last quick wrist exercise here. This time, let's do the wrist extension with the fingers facing the knees. Still land on the fingers, the calluses, and then the full hand. And take a breath. At the head this time, let's do our side bend or an ear to shoulder, and the same thing the other way. Repeating a set of 2, as if to draw a circle or a rainbow with your nose in the same place.
Your forehead.
Return to the middle, and then bend the elbows, flick the wrists off the floor, and then push your hips through to tall. Squeeze your glutes, and again, imagine this is the top of your kettlebell swing as you are wearing the rib cage down, banging the drum or hitting the shield, squeezing your glutes. And from here, Lauren.
Let's warm up a quick lunge as we're going to do some get-ups today. Taking a single leg into that forward position, we'll tuck our back hip under, squeeze our back butt cheek. At the same time that I'm tucking that back hip under, I'm pulling that front leg in, so I have that scissor action on the hips. Let's pull so much on that front leg that we lightly drift knee towards over toe, working on that ankle mobility, as well as working on that back hip extension. As we're here, our shoulders are staying over top of our hips, and as we press forward to go back, we keep extending that back hip to stay under us. Let's do that one more time. We should be feeling some length through the front of that hip, some knee towards over toe. Keep that cheek squeezed as you press back up to tall. Next, heel toe that leg open to the side. This is that get up position as you come down from your back lunge. We're driving that leg down, just push down so much you feel that adductor, but keeping the hips level. Still pushing down, we're squeezing the back cheek, and now we're gonna push down and pull so much we drift knee towards over toe. Again, as we go back, we're pressing into the floor as we come back, but still extending that hip forward. One more time, pull, drifting knee towards over toe, and then press yourself back to tall. Let's heel toe that leg to the front. Do a forward backwards push into the floor, pushing the vector forces so much forward backwards that we come up to that hover position. Then continue pushing, come up to your split lunge. Now change it to a pull, pulling the forces together, hips stay level, front leg pulling in, back hip staying pushing forward, and then gently relax. Bring that leg underneath and repeat on the other side. Again, back hip is gently tucked under, front leg pushing down and pulling in. Feel the scissor force first, and then pull so much on that front leg that you drift knee towards over toe. Still keeping ribs to hips, especially as you come back. We don't want to arch that low back, but we want to feel that extension through the front of that hip. As we come forward one last time and then press the floor forward to go back, we'll heel toe the leg open. First again, establish that position, back hip pushing forward, nice level hips, drive down in that side leg, feel the adductor. Adductor? I don't know if I said that right. Then pull as you drift knee towards over toe and push to come back up to tall. I think I said deductor. Anyway, add, pull, push, come back to center. Heel toe that leg to the front and get ready for your hover again. Pushing forward and back, lift off, hold, 3, 2, continue the forces, pushing down and away to tall. Now change the forces and pull together. 3, 2, soft landing. Let's bring that leg underneath. Since we're down here, it's clearly the time that we should start with a get up. So let's start with a get up.
Starting with the get up. Do you know the body weight get up? Do we know that loaded get up? Maybe just watch or follow along with Lauren's cues as we get started.
We'll start by lying down on the floor. Again, you could do this body weight, or you could start with that kettlebell cuddle, roll to your back, and two-handed press. Use that hip drive into the floor, pulling on the elbow. Find your hand squishing the bug. Lift the hips to bridge, sweep the leg underneath. Pressing the floor away and squaring up that lunge. Think of those vector forces you just warmed up with. And then continue by pulling yourself back down, stepping the leg open, rotating and hinging, sweeping, finding your elbow, and pressing away to your back. Pulling the belt down with control, returning to that cuddle position. Press yourself up, spinning yourself over top of that bell. And we'll repeat the same routine on the other side.
Packing
Cue
the
away.
I wasn't sure if that was my cue. So if Lauren set it beautifully, let's see if I can do the same. So we drive that hip to the elbow and end up in our tall sit. Push the floor away through the foot and hand and sweep, and then press away through the windmill. Square up the lunge, full body tension to stand, and then again, return to the ground, open to the side, that windmill, to tall sit, to find the elbow, and then sweep on through. Let's go 2 hands on, pull it down, then come up anyhow you want, maybe a no-handed body weight get up, fun little roll in there too if you wish, and a little shake and a reset. Let's check in with our hinge just quickly and pull that kettlebell right up into that goblet hold. In this position, the wrists might end up knuckles face each other, and maybe even look through that window hold. But the hallmarks of the hallmarks of the hinge that we're aiming to do today is a chip chop of the hips, hands on the top of the bell, maintain vertical shins as allowed, preload, meaning pretend to lift, and then zip it up and catch at the chest. You can change your stance if you wish, and to breathe. Is your shield on? Are you pushing your feet out and squeezing your butt? If that's all right, add some challenge. Look through that window hold, keep the ribs to hips, return to the body, reset to the floor, and barehanded up. Add a shake. As we might get into a little bit of a press later, let's just try that same exercise with one arm or in that rack position. For that, I'll turn the quarter turn of the bell, so the parallel handle in with my foot, and then I'll grip it with both like a cuddle and zip it up into this rack's position. The ribs to the hips, the butt cheeks squeeze, and this off hand is holding onto some tension out at the side. Hold for some time. Imagine pressing this overhead. Does that feel like a safe pursuit? If so, that's a good bell for you. If that felt like a crazy pursuit, get a lighter bell or just build time under tension in that rack when we get there. Second side, final side, zip it up the body. Don't forget that preload and pack your shoulder. Ribs to hips. Push your feet out, grip the ground with the toes, maintain your breath, pretend to press in your imagination or your mind's eye, and then 2 hands on, down, and body weight back up. Right on.
Well, with no further ado, other than a hairdo.
Hairdo.
Wow, that was good, wasn't it? Let's start swinging a little bit.
Swing, swing.
So over the past couple of weeks, we've broken down that swing into our hike passes. Well, first our setup, our hike passes, and our stop swings. Let's quickly go through all of those. Starting with the setup. For the first couple times, as you get used to your setup, place your big toes behind the belly of the bell. Pivot on one foot 90, pivot on the toes. Pivot on the heel, pivot on the toes. Rock yourself back and forth, square up to your bell. For 3 in a row, let's hinge, grip our bell, feel it, place it back down. What that means is we hinge, we tip the bell on its belly, we drag it a millimeter to feel those lats, let it go, stand up without. Repeat 2 more times. Hip hinge, core is braced, tip bell, toes are heavy. Let it go, up without. Last one. On this next one, let's pull to that hike position. So with that bell tipped, we'll engage the lats, embrace the core, pull to zipper, park, repeat. Pull, park, one more, pull, park. Let it go, up without. Adding on from that, let's continue for 3 stop swings. That's 1 full swing, stop the bell, repeat 2 more times. Hinge grip, tip, pull, swing, through, park, repeat. And park, we're swinging to that chest height. At the top, we're in our plank position. Park the bell, stand up. Let's do a quick drill and then put 3 to 5 swings together for a warm-up set. Step beside your bell. Let's walk ourselves out and hold a quick plank. Hip hinge, tip forward. Walk yourself out, plank position. Hands are underneath shoulders, butt cheeks are squeezed, kneecaps are pulled up. You're at the top of your swing, you're just facing a different way. Pull the floor together underneath you. Pull your shoulder blades together. Straighten your elbows. Tuck your chin. Brace your abs. Squeeze your cheeks. Remember to breathe for 3, 2, lift the hips, anterior tipping or that tailbone to the ceiling as you walk yourself back to your hinge. And press to tall. Let's do a set of 3 swings.
3 swings, continuous swings sounds good.
As Ian goes, we'll just go through a quick checklist. I'll do mine, and then we'll get right towards our 75. For Ian's swings here, he's setting up in this beautiful hinge. As he does his hike pass, he'll stay the same height, and then continue with 2 more continuous swings. You hear that strong exhale that matches the hip snapping through, and you don't hear the gentle placement of the bell back to the floor.
Always trying to stay in control. Shake it out if you're resting with me and practice high tension on the hike pass and those successive swings with Lauren. Does 3 feel good and safe and strong? Let's challenge that number. They sure count, but they don't count towards those 75. That 75 starts now. On the way to work here this afternoon, we were counting it out, and we believe it's those 5 sets. So a 5 and then a 10. A 5 and 10, 5 and 10 times 5 rounds gets us that 75. We're working in I go, you go. My team always gets to go second, so Lauren's team, get those 2 hands on your bell, and we'll be swinging for 5 repetitions for this first set. For 1 and 2. And Lauren mentioned that intense ab and breath sound. Time it that it happens when that kettlebell is popping off your wrists with your hips.
In between your sets, you're taking a little break, you're slowing down your breath, you're breathing in and out your nose, and you're shaking out that tension. You want all that tension for your swings, and in your rest, you want relaxation. If 10 swings is too many for you, do a number that's less than 10. That's the numbers including 1 to 9.
That's it. So we'll be doing a set of 5 and a set of 10. So this represents that second set or the set of 10, something higher. But the integrity is still there. The toes are very heavy. The knees are vertical. The hips are higher than the knees and the shoulders are higher than the hips. There's a lot of information to think about your swing. So go to those basics. Let's do it again for 10.
10 reps here, trying to make sure that number 10 looks, sounds, and feels like number 1. If you feel like you're losing steam, do a lower number. Try to keep that power all the same consistently through. Round 2, ding ding, set of 5.
Time your breath with Lauren on the outs and the ins. And if you're recovering with me, in slow and out even slower. 5 comes down quick. That's okay because that means we only have 5 as well.
The bell is reaching its peak because your hips are driving the bell up there. Let them, use that float position there because your hips got the bell there, not because you lifted it.
Sometimes that heavier kettlebell can coach that position for you, while the lighter kettlebell, we're likely to front raise it as if doing a shoulder exercise. This is a full body exercise, namely those hips and heart. So stay strong, use your glutes, root your feet. Make sure you can count to 10 or at least follow along. Whew, that's 25 for Team Lauren.
You only need to count to 5 twice.
We'll be there as well.
Tips of the trade. All right, Team Ian. Finishing up round 2. You can hear the breath getting a little bit heavier, but we're going to slow it down by breathing in and out. We're going to use those hips, not just the knees locking together, but the hips driving through as you get that bell to the top. Whew. Round 3, first set, 5.
That's 5 again. All right.
That game.
Lauren is loving the charades with those hands today, but we're doing 5 strong repetitions with your 2 hands on the kettlebell. This nice alternate could be just body weight grooves of the deadlift or even lifting it. But join us as you can for our set of 5.
Set of 5, Team Ian, round 3. Again, straight elbows at the top, always swinging to about that chest height. Think about how much power do you need to move that bell. You probably don't need all your power, so find the right volume.
Right volume, that's right. This is a set of 10. Make sure you breathe. Check in, of course. And those rooted feet are there. The breath is there. I'd come over and sneak a little punch in there. And that would hurt my hand because your shield is on. Breathe from behind it. Maintain that integrity of your abdominals for safety and, of course, power in your swing.
Shake out the hands. They were gripping that bell strong. Shake out the legs. They were tight with tension. I don't know how to shake out your abs, but try. We are finishing set number 3 here, or round number 3, I should say, and entering round number 4. First, we have a set of 5.
In through the nose, also out through the nose if you can. 5 reps comes around pretty quick, as we've said, and take more rest if you need, or challenge yourself accordingly. This is week 4, ready for it.
Team Ian, hopefully you've caught on to this pattern. If not, you've been swinging way too much. But either swinging with me, swinging with Ian, and taking the time off in between.
1-to-1 work-rest ratios here. Try to avoid working from that deficit, similar to maybe some HIIT training. Give yourself that time to stay fresh in between reps. Up to 10. We're probably about halfway there. And Lauren's getting winded, which means I'm very winded because Lauren has a way better cardio than I do, but that's okay. We're here together. Let's join us for another set of 10.
All right, Team Lauren finished up round 4. Team Ian has to continue that. Again, feet are heavy on the floor. At the top, I could be able to punch you in the butt and the abs at the same time, and it'd be like a rock. So try to get that tension through the top of your swing there. And we're entering round 5. First set, 5 swings.
5.
This number takes us to number 65.
65 after these 5. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. It's one of the first things that goes when you start to focus on something else. So slow it down. Come home to the power of your breath.
All right, Team Ian, set of 5. And then we're on the home stretch. 10 5. Yes, we came back on.
Oh, let me see.
Don't go off, internet. Don't go off.
Yeah, that's not a good sign,
10,
but we're
let's get
here.
to the 75. Go.
10 to 75.
Come on,
Whoa,
Rogers.
settle down on that power, Lauren. Just that chest height's A+. Lock it out, that chest height. Keep the shoulders together. Of course, those elbows are straight. And again, you're keeping track of your reps. I'm having a hard time breathing and keeping track of my own.
I just got excited
Out of 10.
that Rogers was going to kick us out, but they didn't. So we have 10 swings here, getting to the number 75 in a very efficient manner through 5s and 10s. Remember, as you continue swinging, you're getting more tired, but you keep your hinge. Don't lose your hinge, then you lose your power, then you're not swinging.
That's right.
Take a nice breath in.
Take some breath. Let's slow down the breath together here. So you take a big breath in and try to keep your belly calm and fill up your rib cage. Then exhale. I haven't caught up with my breath yet. Do it again as you breathe into the belly. And a slow exhale. Maybe 3 more just like that. Big calm inhale. Slow it down.
Think about filling the
Inhale.
sides of your body too. We don't just want to up into our neck and collarbone, but breathe into the sides of those rib cage.
And for Lauren, 1 more. Let's take a big breath in. And hold full for 4. Now exhale for 4 through that nose. Hold empty for 4. And breathe in.
Whew.
And relax.
Excellent. So we started today's practice with some get-ups, and we wouldn't let you go without doing some more get-ups.
Get-ups, get-ups.
So what we're going to add in today's practice, because you've obviously been joining us on Thursdays as well, where we've done our hip work and learned to press a kettlebell. So we're going to integrate a press into the top position of our get-up. We'll start on the floor, do a get-up up. On the first get-up, let's just try to press that bell once, get it back overhead, and bring it back down to the floor. We'll repeat that on each side. Let's try to do 2 rounds of that, maybe adding a rep on that second round. So what we'll do is we'll start from the ground.
In a cuddle. It's
How
Valentine's Day
appropriate.
after all, you know?
So we'll cuddle that kettlebell, and with 2 hands, we'll roll to our back and press the bell. Next, we'll use that hip drive to get to the elbow. Squishing the bug, looking up at your bell as you bridge and sweep. Pressing the floor away, coming up to lunge. Maybe you just stay here holding the bell for a second as we pull the bell down and press the bell back overhead. Once we've done that, we return to the floor via those same moves. Looking up towards your bell, pushing away from your elbow to get to your back, engaging that lat, pulling the bell down with control, and letting it go, spinning around to repeat the same exercise on the other side. Take a second, take a breath, start with a cuddle, roll to your back.
Go to the back. And we drive off the hip and look at your bell and tall sit. Bridge in the sweep, press the floor away, square up the lunge and tall stand. And from here, pull down if you're available, allowed to do so. And that's harder on that side, back up. And pull yourself down and windmill next. And then sweep, find the elbow to our back, 2 hands, and back to the floor. And if time permits and your body says that's cool, let's do it again. And are you trying anything different on that press, Lauren?
Yes, as mentioned last time, let's try for 2 presses this time at the top.
All right.
So from the cuddle, roll to your back and press the bell up. Get those limbs heavy as you get to your elbow, to your hand, to your sweep, and again to your lunge, thinking about those vectors to help you up. We'll inhale to pull down and press that bell. 1 more time, inhale down, press that bell. Take your step back lunge and control your descent through that get up pattern. Breathing and pressing away from that bell as you finish on your back.
A little heavier, a little harder. Time under tension. Train that value as you can. It'll give you more endurance or life out of the kettlebell you own without having to invest in a heavier one. on your back now. Last time, other side is the cuddle roll press. And drive the hip to the tall sit. Then a sweep. Press away windmill style. Stand tall in the lunge. On your own, take a breath in and pull it down. And hip up. And again, one more. And full body tension up. And take your time coming down. Windmill. Find the floor. Sweep a leg. Find the elbow. To your back. 2 hands on. Very strict on those get up movements with the kettlebell. And freestyle the up. And shake it out with a nice little wiggle.
Very good.
We did it.
We did it.
75, session 4 of 6. 2 more coming your way starting next week, Tuesday. But until then, on Thursday, as Lauren mentioned, we do more pressing and more plieing for those hip mobility and ballet-inspired movements. And of course, on Saturday, even if it's an archive episode this week, we'll be playing with our strength as we train in the handstand.
So make sure you check out our website, our Patreon page, or like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave any comments if you have any questions or concerns, or shoot us an email.
You know it.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Take care, stay strong, and we'll train soon.
Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.